A few months ago I upgraded my CNC from plastic to aluminum parts. I was quite short on time, so I couldn't do everything I wanted. But now I have the time to rectify that. So let's do it. First off, compressed air. When working with aluminum and deeper cuts, chip evacuation becomes a serious issue. If the chips don't get out of the way, the surface finish suffers greatly. It's the reason this part looks so wonky. I bought this giant 420mm mist cooling unit, because haha, funny number I guess, but I kind of realized what that number actually meant. And this is way larger than I expected. Maybe I should have printed that a bit thicker. Whoops. To provide compressed air, I dug around and found this. A small air compressor from an airbrush kit. I know this was not designed with this in mind, and I doubt it will hold up for very long. As you will see later, it ended up getting very hot, and I will probably need to replace it at some point. But for now it works, which is enough for me. I wanted to try how effective it was using some aluminum chips, but that turned out to be a mistake.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
I guess I shouldn't complain about it working as intended. Next up, dust collection. Even if the machine blows away every speck of dust, that is of little use if it just settles all around my room and inside all the sensitive electronics. I already have a vacuum and cyclone separator that I've been using for quite some time, so I only need to attach the hose to the spindle. This consists of a mount that attaches to the spindle and a brush attachment. Each are equipped with 2 magnets, making removing and switching the brush very easy. I don't want to use all the time because I need to record it for YouTube, and the brush kind of gets in the way. I also used some lemon foil to build a skirt. This design is largely inspired by Nickett and Bartnick's video, and you should check it out if you haven't. As you will see later, this worked out perfectly. Machining MDF, which is notoriously dusty, it collected most of the very fine dust, which is what I'm mostly after. It didn't collect everything, but that's fine. Unfortunately, I later discovered that it also robbed me of a few centimeters of Y movement. It just sticks out a bit too much. That is very close. And as you can see, we are not even close to being done. Guess I will have to redesign it. The new design takes quite a bit longer to print, but it is at least compatible with my machine. Next, a new Wasteboard. My old design used a simple piece of MDF, and it got the job done. But constantly screwing things in with root screws wore out the MDF. My new design still uses MDF, but with a built-in T profile. With this I can use a set of clamps to attach my material. I bought a 20mm thick piece of MDF with a size of 40 by 60 centimeters and cut it into these sizes. These would then later attach kind of like this. At least that was the plan. So I've sketched out my design like this, I've added everything up to the different sizes I need, and because I didn't want to buy everything individually, I want to buy one size, so I've added everything up, but this should be 67. Why? I of course could have bought more wood, but I didn't want to. Instead, I took the lower sections and sliced them up into smaller pieces. After gluing everything together, I drilled 70mm holes in specific marked locations. I could later use the CNC to pre-drill holes in the exact same locations. That way, using some threaded inserts, attaching the wasteboard becomes much more convenient. I also made sure the countersunk screws sit very low as to not collide with the end mill. And because I planned out everything, all the holes lined up perfectly. Well, all except this single one. The new wasteboard ended up being very nice to use. The slots between the boards ended up being bigger than intended, but I can live with that. If I were to do this again, I would probably use a single top layer and cut the slot with the CNC. But I'm not too sure, so if you have a better idea, let me know. The final thing I added is a barrier to keep all the dust inside the machine. My design used a bunch of spacers between the base plate and the frame. This means that the dust will go everywhere. All of this gets screwed down and sealed up with a bunch of hot glue. Now we are done, right? Let's make something. Well, yes, but actually no. I still need to calibrate the machine. I already showed you how to square the machine in one of my first videos. What I didn't show you is how to make sure the spindle is straight. If it isn't, you will get like a wave-like pattern all along the surface. To check, I just did a surfacing operation on a part of the old wasteboard. To make attaching easy and convenient, I designed and printed a clamp set. There are already a ton of designs out there, but I kind of like to design my own. Let's see. It's looking pretty good. No obvious ridges. I mean, you can see like the line here, but like I can't feel it. Now I could surface the wasteboard without issues. It's kind of funny how the entire machine tilts back and forward as it moves. This desk was definitely not designed with this in mind. Now, let's finally make something. Whoops. Well, I think that's not good. I don't know what to call it. I mean, I went way too fast. I should have known that these flimsy walls wouldn't hold up. But, yeah, kind of disappointing. Would have really liked to make like a full maze. Two things I've learned. One, I should have gone a lot less aggressive. And two, I need a better set of clamps. So let's make some. Oh no. That is not supposed to look like that. It's supposed to be over here. Honestly, I don't know why I was expecting these clamps to work, when obviously the last time they didn't. But, I don't know, you live and you learn. I will have to tune my feet and speeds a bit more. There are some of these hairy bits left, and I think this is from chatter, but I'm not too sure. Leave a comment down below if you know what it is. Because I left stock to leave on, there were these balls left, so I cut them off manually. we are done. Also, if you're interested, this is how everything. We have these two China walls giving a bit of additional light. It's very cramped, and I sit right there beside the compressor. Not that much space. But I mean, that's kind of expected if I have like a 4x4 meter room and everything right there is taken up by the CNC. I think I'm gonna move the CNC outside in the garage at some point, but for now this is still fine. As you can see, the protection on the side worked quite well. Most of it is inside. You can see here there's quite a lot of chips, but there are still some outside, like here, a bit on the floor, and mostly here. This is mostly because when I tried to clean the chips manually with the air compressor, I was like not careful, and a huge puff of air blew away a bunch, and now this has to be cleaned up, so yeah. The surface finish of the first pocket cuts looked fine, but I think a finishing pass would have gone a long way. Other parts like the front looked a lot better, and I'm glad I spent the extra time on deburring. This makes the part feel a lot more premium. There is also a second part to this design, which should also be made from aluminum, but I was just too lazy and 3D printed it. Maybe we will have to redo that in the future. I'm not sure if I will make more than one of these, because they take quite a bit of time and material, and I don't want to waste it if I'm not going to use them. I am very happy with the state of this machine right now, and will hopefully get to actually use it in a future project, instead of just continuously upgrading it with no end in sight. As always, you can find all the files in the description down below, and I will hopefully see you next time. Hat Triple 20 million is largely inspired print, but it did all, meaning the bus. Yes. Hello. Please come in. Ist kein Problem. Achso, I'm already calling for over an hour and my battery is getting low. Oh no.